All right, everybody. Gabe Jenkins back with you. Hope you're having a great day. I am coming to you from the RLC at the College and Career Accelerator, accelerating your future. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to be really quickly going over this sketch number number three. I'm sorry, sketch number three, and we're just getting used to using the SolidWorks sketching tools as opposed to just using the AutoCAD sketching tools. The process of doing it is pretty much the same as it was in AutoCAD. It's just buttons are in different places in SolidWorks, and so we're going to get you used to using these tools as well. Okay, so that is SolidWorks sketch number three. So I'm going to make a new sketch. I'm going to make a new part, and I'm going to do it on the top plane because that's how I like to think about my sketching. Very often I think about like I'm writing on a piece of paper. You don't have to do it. That's just the way I'm doing it. All right, so the first thing we're going to center our big rectangle on the center point here. It is important to anchor everything in some way that that lets SolidWorks know where the figure is relative to the origin. So I'm going to center my rectangle right on the origin. Now you don't have to worry about making it exactly a certain height or width right now. You're just going to make it look roughly the right shape. And if this is the largest thing on your reference diagram over here, you want to make it take up about as much space as you can, because as you'll see, whatever the first thing you dimension, SolidWorks is going to make that the dimension. It's going to make that kind of drive everything else. So this is 10 by 6. Cool. Everything's black. Great. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make another one inside that first one. Now I'm going to make sure I'm going to click on there. I'm going to make sure the center point is the same. I'm not going to click on these. I'm not going to click on the construction lines. Those construction lines tell you that SolidWorks thinks of this thing as a rectangle. If I were going to click here, it's going to make it really hard for me to change the dimensions the way I want to, right? Because then it's establishing a constraint between the second corner, like the second rectangle corner, and it says that rectangle has to lie somewhere on that line. I don't want to do that because I'm going to want to make it different. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to Smart Dimension, and this one is going to be, if I look over here, the whole thing, the offset from the outside to the inside is 0.5, right? So if it's 0.5 on the left and 0.5 on the right, that's going to be 9, and that's going to be 5. Okay, cool. I'm going to now fillet these corners, and we should be used to filleting corners. So I'm going to make it says that the fillet here is 1, and there's 4 of them. So I'm going to make sure that this says 1. I don't have to hit delete. I can just type in 1, and then I click here. A lot of the SolidWorks sketching and features tools operate like this. Like you open up a tool, and it gives you a dialog box on the left to let you figure out, okay, how do you want this tool to function within your shape. So if I'm clicking here, that means that I'm about to touch the things that I want to be the entities that I want it to fillet. So I'm going to click on those things. Entities means like sides, right, or boxes, whatever. I want it to fillet this and that. I also want it to fillet this and that. And you can see every time I click on something, it's adding another thing to that box right there, right? Now, I've done all 4. I'm going to click yes. Great, done. You can also see it now tells me where the center point of those fillets is, which helps me to establish my new little circles right there. So I can click here, make a circle, here, make another circle. I don't have to make them perfect because I'm about to tell SolidWorks what the dimensions are. And so I'm going to say the first one has a diameter of 1. Second one, the inside one has a diameter of 0.6. Great. Cool, I've now done that. Now, I have a couple of choices here. It can either make a copy, or I can use the mirror tool. I'll show you both. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to copy something, right? So, sorry, get this back up. We're here in 3, cool. If I wanna make a copy of these 2 circles and just move them over there, it's very similar to the way it worked in AutoCAD, right? I'm going to click over here. Underneath Move, I don't want to move them, I want to copy them. So I'm going to copy. Again, this dialog box opens up. It's blue. That means I'm going to click on the things I want to copy. Notice that my mouse here has a little green arrow on it. If I right-click there, it moves me ahead. It says it's like hitting the Enter key. But you'll see that this dialog box down here now is highlighted in blue. That means it's asking me where I want to start, where do I want to pick it up. So I'm going to click and hold the center point. You can see it turns yellow, and I'm going to drag it over to where I want that new center point to be. When it's where I want it to be, I'm going to let go, and I'm going to click one more time. Great. And it's now done. Okay? So that's the first way you can do it, right? That's one I don't, it works, okay? But you can see it's not really fully defined yet because it doesn't know where that spot really is. So I'm going to show you the second way to do it, right? Which is using the mirror tool. So if I highlight this and this and just get rid of them, if I want to use the mirror tool, if I click mirror entities again, the entities I want to mirror are going to be this one and that one. And what do I want to mirror them about? So right now I don't have a line that goes up or over, but that's not a super horrible barrier. You'll see that there's this part in here that shows you, if you expand it by clicking on that arrow, it allows you to kind of like, it's all the history that was over here. It's now inside here, so you can access any of the elements that you want to. So if I kind of like hover over the front plane or the top plane or the right plane, it shows me a mirror line, right? So say I click right plane. If I click that, it's going to mirror them from this side to the exact mirror image on the other side, and I can hit OK. It knows where that right plane is, and so now I don't have to like dimension where that spot is, right? If I also want to do mirror entities, if I want to click on this and this and this and this, and I want to mirror them down, I hover over the front plane, and you can see where the mirror line is now. Whoop. Mirror about. And I'm going to do front plane. That looks right. Done. Okay? So that's that. Everything is black so far. I'm going to make one more rectangle in the middle. Click here. Dimension it. Again, in SolidWorks, you don't have to sit there and like make it. You don't have to sit there and like slowly try to move the cursor until it's right exactly, because you're going to dimension it in a second anyway. This is 5.2 by 1.2. Done. Now I can either draw a circle and trim parts away, or I can use the arc tool. This is the arc tool. There's several different kinds of arc tools based on how you want to do it. I'm going to do this one right here. Now I'm going to click it. Actually, just to show you really quickly, if you hover over it, I'm in the tool. Let me see. Wow. Okay. If I click here, and if I click on this orange line, it's going to mean that the arc's going to start somehow attached to that orange line. That's why if I click on here, if I move here, it's doesn't know that it has to be attached to that line. So I'm going to click on that orange line, and one more time. Okay. Now it just doesn't know the radius. So if I look over here, the radius is 2. So I'm going to dimension it as 2. Cool. Last thing I'm going to do, I could make another arc, or I could just mirror it. If I click here, mirror it, mirror about the, I don't know which plane that is. That plane. Cool. And I'm done. Okay. And that's the shape. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Again, it's the process of making it is almost identical to the process we used in AutoCAD. The buttons are just in different places. So that's the point of getting you to do these exercises. All right. Have a good time. Good luck. Do well on it. Take a picture of it showing all the black lines, making sure that all the dimensions are there and available. That was a little ugly. Let's hide that. Cool. Now my sketch is open. All of my dimensions are outside of the shape. It looks great. Done. Okay. Good luck, everybody. Take a picture of it as a PDF and then submit that.